Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wish's weekly webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at Scrapiniec, I've got this whole collection of mistletoe chipboard, mistletoe collection chipboard that is. I can't wait to show you what I did with it, so come play with us. So we have this whole collection here. I'm going to go through and list each one, and I just bet Steve, my cameraman, that I wouldn't mess up. So let's give it a try. So this first one is the mistletoe star chipboard. This is the mistletoe spray chipboard with 2 pieces. This is the Cherish Christmas chipboard, they're ornaments. This is the mistletoe spray, again, mistletoe spray chipboard. This one is the mistletoe decor chipboard. Then we've got the mistletoe square chipboard. This is the mistletoe fancy frame, the mistletoe rectangle frame chipboard, the mistletoe circle frame chipboard, and finally the mistletoe oval frame chipboard. Haha, I did it! Yay! Okay, so now we're just going to get into the first card, which I used these two, the star and the spray. Move the rest out of the way. All right, so for the star and the spray, I used to make this card. So this is the little spray that I used with the stars on it because I thought it just went perfectly with this star piece here. So my card is actually a cutaway card, okay? So it was really easy to put together. For the base of the card, I just cut the top 3 inches off the top of the card, but just the card front only, okay? And then I used the red and the green from our Dotted Duos #1 paper pack. So I used on the back of this small red dot is a larger print red dot. So I used that one for the front and the small green print for the back of the card. And then, so I also matted those pieces on gold sparkle holographic paper, really shiny. So you can get all of those things at Paper Wishes. Then let's see, the first thing I did was I took my star spray here and I colored my little star using, first of all, I love to use the tri-blend markers from Spectrum Noir. There are 3 pens in one, 3 of the same shades of color. So because my stars were colored with Gold Stickles glitter glue, it didn't quite get the coverage that I wanted. So the first thing I did is I covered it with the golden brown blend. And I just used the medium or the middle pen to just color the stars before I put glitter glue on them. Then I went ahead, after coloring the stars with the golden brown, then I used the dark red and I went through and I did all the little streamers. And when that was done, then I went ahead and added my Gold Stickles glitter glue and let that dry for a little while and glued this whole thing to the top inside back of the card. Okay, this is on the back. And then for my cute little star, there is a little piece here in the center that is a removable. It's like a little border piece. You remove that piece and then you get this great double star. It's really great. So I used the dark red to color the star and the bow, and I used jade green to cover the mistletoe. Now I know mistletoe berries are supposed to be white, but I really loved the look of the green, the red glitter jewel dazzles, and they're adorable because you can just take your X-Acto knife. This is a retractable craft knife that you can get at Paper Wishes, and you just lift off these little guys and then you can just place them anywhere you want. It's really easy to have control over those. So after I did all that, then I glued my star to that gold holographic paper, and I just used my cute little scissors from Crafter's Companion, and I just cut out around my star and then glued that to that front flap so that the shoulders of the star were even with the top. Then I just glue another little strip of holographic there. You can see that this is Joy to You, and it's from our Christmas script greeting dazzles. I forgot to include the Holly Jolly wreath. So I guess I did mess up at the very beginning. So anyway, for this one, the Holly Jolly wreath, I made this into a little easel card. So to make this, you can either cut down your card to a 5x5 squares, or you can just buy these pre-scored 5x5 cards that we carry at Paper Wishes, and they have the envelopes to coordinate with them and everything. So if you haven't made an easel card, I'll just give you a quick little review here. You have a fold at the top. Your card is a square. And then you just fold the top to the center fold. Okay? So then you've got this nice little crease right here. And this is what you're going to glue. I used cardstock for my base, and you glued the base just to the bottom portion there. And then you need something on the inside of your card to prop it open with. All right, so for my card, I covered it with Christmas Memories 6x6 paper. This is new for Paper Wishes. It's from Hot Off the Press, and it's great because it's got everything kind of in a miniature size from the regular Christmas Memories 12x12 paper. So as you can see, here are the little dots. Everything is shrunk down. It's so cute. I love this paper pack. All right, so for the to color my holly wreath, what I did was I used 2 colors of green. I started off with the Spring Meadow Prism ink pad, and I just used the ink pad like this, and I just went around and I just covered everything, all the little bits, with green. Now here's a tip for you. I learned this the hard way, so I'm just going to show you. Don't, when you're inking this much, okay, don't remove it from the backing sheet. Okay, so because then you've got all these little pieces that are going to fly up and poke on you and stuff like that. So just keep it in here, and that way it goes a lot faster. You don't have to be careful at all. Like this, from all those little very delicate pieces. All right, so do that. Then you've got your evergreen, which is a nice dark ink. For that, I just kind of went and I did half of every leaf and just sort of spot with the evergreen. Just, you can be really sloppy with it, because when you take this, evacuate this from the backing, it's going to look fantastic. All right, so you see it's pretty splotchy. All right, and then these are great to evacuate because they're only connected in a few places. So once you find those few places, they just come right out. Delicate. There we go. And then the center part is the same. Lifts right out too. So look at that. You've got a frame. You've got this beautiful holly frame. It looks like you spent much more time on it. Very quick to do. Then I went ahead and evacuated all of the other ones as well. All right. Oop, I better keep my craft sheet because I know we're going to end up using it again. All right, now this one, uses these great little ornaments. And the reason I did a ornament with the ornaments here is when I first looked at this, I thought, is that a snowman? What is that shape? So these are little ornaments, and they're really adorable. And so what I did was I used Cutesy Christmas paper pack, and for that I went ahead and just put a little, I kept these the natural color ornaments, and I went ahead and put a little bit of paper behind each one. And I started with the striped one, and then I just went ahead and took my little scissors and I made a curve of a circle right here and right here where there's opening. And then the other pieces, you can just stick behind them and cut out. You don't have to cut any kind of special shape there. And I also glued just a little tiny piece of this tan fabric right here at the top. So that's where the hanger would go. So very easy. And I colored in my mistletoe stems. I can actually even see a spot here that I missed. This is dull green blend. I missed part of my stem right there. And I just used both the dark and the medium shades to fill those in. And then I also used white Dazzle stickers, once again using my retractable craft knife, and I used the medium size and the small size, and I just lifted those right up, added them in little clusters, and that was really an easy little thing there, and it looks like adorable little mistletoe. Sometimes I changed it up on these for the star, and I just made my mistletoe have red berries. So I know that's not natural, but I just thought it was fun to have red berries. I also used tiny Christmas words and phrases. really adorable that says cheer right there. There's a little dazzle stickers. And then I used red ribbon set to hang my little ornament. And I should mention my base here. I use scallop circles chipboard and then the 3-inch circles chipboard as my ornament bases. And you can get these, these are new for us from hot off the press. You can get them at Paper Wishes. And they're just a really inexpensive way to create these adorable little flat with some 3D added to it Christmas ornaments. Very cute. For this last card, I wanted to make something that had a little bit of movement to it. So if I can grab all this. All right, so I used the Cherish Christmas Ornaments chipboard. And what I did was I'm going to make this a movable little dangling ornament inside of my card. So the first thing I did was I cut my card down to 6 inches wide because I want it to be able to pass through my 6-inch wide platform on my Big Shot die cutting machine. So yes, you need a die cutting machine for this one, otherwise you'd have to cut your oval out by hand. So I used my 12 oval and scallop cutting dies from hot off the press. I started off with the medium size scallop, okay, so I just placed that, covered my card with this little paper inset. This one is from Christmas Sparkle paper pack, and I went ahead and I just put it through the die cutting machine, okay, and then I added a couple of good tidings, some of those little tiny words and Christmas tiny words and phrases dazzles. And then I also die cut this circle. Okay, so this is using a larger oval than the scallop and then the smaller one. So I made a little frame here. We're going to put that aside. So then how did I go about making this little guy? It's double-sided. So I took 2 of the 4 little ornaments right here. Okay, and I'm going to use my craft mat again. I used a metallic gold ink pad to color the entire ornament, just like this. It's got this wonderful metallic on it. It just takes a second or two to dry so you can start working with it. I should say it takes a little bit longer than a second, but all right, I'm going to clean off my mat here. And it's got a really nice rich gold to that ink. I should mention that is the Midas ink pad, and it's also from Spectrum Noir, and it's a metallic, nice, lots of pigment in there. All right, so I did that the same with 2 of them, and then one of them I glued to the back of, well, the inside of that oval so I could reuse that. And then I'm just going to cut this out, this. Okay, right even with that ornament edge. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to glue those 2 together back to back, right, until I get this little guy. And then I decorated that with some little, these are sparklets, and the color is Winter Wishes. This is my favorite pack. I use it all the time. It's got a nice pink and gold tinge to it. I'm going to take a little bit of thread. This is just white sewing thread. I'm going to thread it right through my little ornament. I'll let that hang right there. I'm going to have to thread this through, and that's going to go, well, what am I doing? Here we go. It's going to go right like this. And I'm going to take some glue. This is a Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. Great paper glue. Dries fast, spreads easily. And one of these bottles lasts a long time. All right, so we want to make sure that we put it up high enough so that it's allowing enough room to kind of spin around. And then we're going to go ahead and put our little oval there, and that's just to kind of cap everything off. Here we go. All right, now we're going to just trim those threads. Now, I would let this sit and dry for a few minutes normally, but we're going to go ahead and see how that looks. So as you can see, we've got this great little dangling, and then when it's hanging just like this, it can turn around. Everybody can see that. And then we're going to put a little gold bow right here to finish things off. Right there. Now you could put it on the top as well. I just like to put things on the side. Well, there we go. Give it time to dry. There we go. So you guys, we've got a great money saver on this chipboard collection. It's the mistletoe collection with a few extra goodies like the cherished ornaments and the mistletoe, the holly leaf wreath. And so if you're watching us on our vlog page, just check to the right and you'll see the money saver, little photo, click on that. And if you're watching us on YouTube, just look in the description box below and click on the links for the money saver, as well as a link to paperwishes.com, where you'll find lots more videos and goodies to play with. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.